Welcome to our trip to California from Montana, which was a bit tiring for one of the members of our group. Spoiler alert, it was just I and Kilo. We enjoyed their boating, sandy beaches, and its flora and fauna, redwood forest, and of course, camping meals. Here's the route that we thought we would take to get from Belgrade, Montana to California, to northern part of California, specifically to Lone Point Campground at the Antelope Lake that we booked for the second day of our trip. And the first day we decided to stop somewhere on the way. Nevada is kind of hot, so we thought we'll spend the whole day driving through Nevada on the second day of our trip. And then on the first day, we thought that we might do something fun. Since we were gonna drive through Big Sky, we added a stop in Grand Teton National Park. It doesn't show how long it would make the trip, but anyway, that was our plan. And with that, we ended up hitting 4 states as we're driving through: Wyoming, Idaho, Nevada, and California. And we spent around 9 hours driving through Teton, since we stopped there, to Pocatello, and then it was another maybe 11 hours to get to our campground on the second day. We drove through Grand Teton National Park on the first day, and we had to drive through Yellowstone Park first to enter it from the north. It's like
McDonald's.
It's not like McDonald's. It's Jackson Lake in Wyoming, our first stop before we get to California.
First big bite.
Well, yeah, for some people. Jackson Lake is the biggest lake in the Grand Teton National Park. There are other lakes as well. For instance, there is a scenic drive through Jenny Lake, but it was so windy and rainy that we couldn't see much on that drive. We saw a lot of boats, and according to the signs on the parking lot, you could park for up to 3 days and go boating. The first video of the lake and the mountain range were actually taken at the stop at Highway 191, while here we were driving through Teton Park Road, which gives you access to other lakes and to the hikes through the mountain range. And the road is supposed to take 30 to 60 minutes, and it's 20 miles. Here you can see Grand Teton on the very left, the highest peak. There are actually 3 Tetons, Grand, Middle, and South, while the highest rounded mountain here, it's Mount Moran. Teton Range is composed of some of the oldest rocks on Earth, but the mountain range is one of the youngest on Earth. It began to form only 9 million years ago. Seems like it's moving towards us, right? The wind's blowing here. That was a great place to visit. Of course, we did lots of photo shoots, and these flowers, by the way, are called Viethia sagittata, or arrowleaf balsam root, as I learned later. Alright, it's time to say goodbye to Teton National Park and continue with our trip. Hopefully we'll come back again. On day 2, we just drove through Idaho and Nevada and got to the campground in California.
So this is Idaho, biggest, largest state. Our favorite state.
That's why we never go here.
That's why we never go here and go vacation, because this is Idaho. There's Vika driving. Isa. Look it. But the roads are straight. So you can just put a stake on the steering wheel and a rock on the gas pedal. Oh. Here we're back in Idaho again. Vika wanted me to get the solar farm. Growing sunshine. That's excitement. Oh, there's a company in. Okay. Sure we know. Here we go. Vika made it to Nevada. Oi, Jingo. Bingo, we're at Idaho. See, there's trees here and curves in the road.
What is the name of this first town? We found Mormon crickets in one of the rest areas in Nevada. It appears that that's been a problem in Nevada for years, and they present danger to driving and the crops in Nevada. All right, so here's our first spot. Just look at this size of this pine cone. Okay, well, here we go. Just finished dinner. Keith made it. I was working on a tent, and Kilo is working on cleaning the plate. Yes, Kilo. And she has a little bone. I have to clean it after that, but plus she's not rolling it in the sand. Honestly, we found this campground quite randomly and booked it only because the dates worked out for what we planned. So, yeah, but it appeared to be a good choice. We got lucky. We spent the third day exploring the campground and the lake, which was very warm, so we got to swim and go boating. The lake and campground are kind of isolated. After we turned off the highway, we drove for about 30 minutes. It does have first come, first serve spots as well, but it's quite a commitment to drive 30 minutes and not find anything. So I think people mostly book it. And like I said, we got to swim. It's at 5,000 feet elevation, but compared to Montana, it is warm here in the middle of June. We spent morning swimming, then we relaxed in the hammocks a bit and went boating finally in the evening. Alright, so we're in Antelope Lake, floating, boating. Kila found the spot. She was hiding behind me when I was drawing. We should do the same like in Titan, no?
Boy.
Well, I guess we can do the same because we can't take Kilo. Alright. Where is she?
Oh,
Where is she?
she's right here. She's like, I don't want to do it and keep on there. Yeah, just boating's not fun.
Well, I mean, let's find some comfortable
Like,
spots.
look at all that ground over there.
Oh, there you go.
Smell.
Oh gosh, Kilo, you're gonna fall. On day 4, we packed our stuff and headed to the next campground to spend there 3 days, which is Richardson Grove State Park Campground, which is located in the Redwood Forest, closer to the coast. And it was a very long drive, as you'll see later. So we're driving through the north part of the Lassen Volcanic National Park. Apparently it's closed like after 10 miles due to snow, so we don't get to see the south part of the park. In the park, we found an interesting plant. It's Sarcodes sanguinea, or snow plant, which is native to western United States. It doesn't have any chlorophyll, that's why it's so red. So it gets the nutrients from fungi, so it's a parasitic plant. Also, the reason why it's called snow plant is because it appears in early spring, right after the snow has melted, and mostly grows in California and some parts of Nevada. Adventures for the day weren't over after Volcanic National Park. It was quite the adventure to get to our next campground because Google Map suggested this route. I did not choose driving through Hayfork. That was just the only way for me to find it afterwards. But we drove through Redding and then we turned on Highway 3, and then eventually it directed us to go through a different set of roads, and you see it's quite windy. And that's not the biggest problem. On top of it being windy, the road was quite broken in some parts, and some of the parts had signs, and other parts didn't. Basically, the road was falling apart. But what was more stressful is that Hay Hay Fork appeared to be the last place where we could have gotten gas. And us coming from Montana, where the gas was $3.20 per gallon, seeing that the gas in this little town is $5.35 a gallon, we thought, it's kind of expensive. Maybe we'll find it later. And we had a range of 151 miles at that point. Somewhere here, we had 21 miles range left. And fortunately, we could see that there was a gas station in Garbleville. I called it later Magical Town because that's where we finally got the gas. But it's great that the mileage range was more or less correct because when we had 151 miles range, I saw that we needed to drive 122 miles to get to our destination. Yeah, we barely made it. As we were turning into Garbleville, the car monitor stated that the gas is low and it stopped showing the range, and it was saying that we needed to find the nearest gas station. The moral of the story: don't always trust Google Maps. Here are just some examples of the road, and these are not the worst parts. On the good note, we got to see more wildlife on that road than we did on any other roads. We got to see a doe with a baby deer. Here you can see it's hiding. And we saw turkeys and cows. The next silly insert is for all the fans of Marvel, and especially Agatha All Alone show. Down, down, down the road, down the windy road. Down, down, down the road, down the windy road. Down, down, down the road, down the windy road. Follow me, my friend, to glory at the end. Here's the next campsite. Just let's just look at the size of this tree. Here's a tent. Here's a tree. And like just to compare, so here's the root of the tree, right? Yeah. Welcome to Redwoods. That was our long day 4, and I went to bed in a hat because it was cold. We spent the first part of day 5 in the park. We caught up on some hidden items because it has sinks, not the one on the picture. This is just old one by the visitor center, and showers. And then we went on a walk. Here's the visitor center, which was originally a dining room and a store, and then park celebrated 100 years in 2023. So American style breakfast in camping. What do we have here?
Potatoes, corn
Okay.
muffins, eggs, cheese, and spam. Just like every other American camping.
And a little bit of ketchup. Oh, you also have Cholula. Can I add that? Shortly after breakfast, we went on a walk on Exhibit Trail. Many of the trees in the parks are over 1,000 years old, and some of them are more than 300 feet tall. On the walk, Keith also shared how he cut firewood while living in Alaska.
There was enough firewood to keep the house for the whole winter.
Well, it falls. How do you safely drop
falls
it?
down, and then what we would do is we cut it pieces like this, and then buck it in half, and make it into smaller pieces so we could get it into the truck. And then you'd have to buck it up even more just so that you could burn it.
How many trips do you have to take if you cut tree like
There's like 15, 16
do
truckloads full.
you divide it between like several families?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was between Jonathan and I. I mean, if you can imagine, like, take this tree and look at how many times rounds that you could make out of that.
Would wait, is that one tree? Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like several of them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, don't you see lots of them? After that walk, we headed to Eureka to the north, so we were staying to check Samoa Beach there. Yay, we made it to the ocean again, right? Hello! What are you catching? What are you catching?
Get away! Get away!
We drove through Eureka and got some food supplies for our camping. Uh, it has some big stores like Costco and Winco, so we got to get some affordable produce. And Eureka is a typical one-story building town. However, the one of the part of the town was seemed a little bit richer than the other. Sometimes we have really fancy meals camping.
Yeah.
Please tell me what's on the menu. You cooked
We
it.
got cilantro, lime rice, and zucchini, broccoli, garlic, and mushrooms with shrimps and garlic sauce and brown butter.
How long did it take you to make this dinner?
About 2 minutes.
Well, thank you.
Why not do?
We spent day 6 hiking in Richardson Grove State Park. We chose a Durfee Creek trail loop. It was about 8 kilometers, and we spent 3 hours doing it. The first part was mostly through the redwood forest, and the second along the creek. I wouldn't say that we found more impressive trees on the trail compared to the rest of the park, but it was a nice workout. But I have to say, uphill part was quite tough. Like other trees, redwood trees have so-called burls, which can produce a new tree if the redwood tree would fall. And this is an interesting one, looks like a face of a person. Like I said, it was a tough trail and Keith was trying really hard. We even have an inside joke that I always choose trails with lots of uphill portions. During this hike and throughout our stay in California, we would often see this kind of trees. It's a Pacific madrone. It has a curvy trunks, and the bark tends to peel off, leaving yellowish green layer underneath, which eventually turns red. Here's what the way back looked like, and the expectations at the end, and reality. The following day, we decided to explore more beaches to the south of Richardson Grove State Park. We actually extended our stay there, remained in the same campground for 2 more days. Before heading to the beach, we stopped at the entrance to the park and confirmed our extended stay, and we also found this plant. It is wild tiger lily, and surprisingly, I was the one who recognized it as a lily species, because in our family, Keith is a real gardener and I'm just a novice. Here, Kilo found a redwood tree of perfect size for her. After a 1-hour drive, we got to the Westport Beach, where we found lots of interesting flora and fauna. For instance, here is coastal sand verbena or yellow sand verbena. Kilo didn't like spending time so close to the ocean. She got a little bit nervous. Kilo, what's going on? What is it? Well, she was like jumping over and she was like sinking in the sand and huh, Kia? You don't like this?
Not trusting of it yet. Still trying to figure it out.
Kia, you feel a little bit trapped here? Like, well, better follow the parents, right? Good job, girl. We discovered an ocean animal anemone and bunches of mussels, and Keith told me that I have to touch the anemone, and that's what it was like. Oi! Oi!
Sea anemone. The dangerous sea anemone.
It was like sucky. Well, does it suck you?
No. Those little long tentacles are the ones that kind of stick to you.
Yeah.
Look at the crab behind that one, too.
What crab?
You don't see the crab behind it?
Oh, yeah. Just hide in there?
Yeah.
Maybe it's dead.
Just hiding. Just waiting.
We spent a couple hours walking through the beach, chilling a little bit by walking through water, which was freezing cold. And then eventually we found a spot to relax. And all of a sudden there appeared a surfer, which we happened to watch. In the upcoming couple of video clips, keep on looking for a black dot. I'll include more arrows to help you do this. Is he just sitting there freezing now?
Yeah, he's just sitting waiting for a wave.
No, you think it's freezing now?
Well, I'm sure he's warming up. Is he going to catch this wave right here? That one? No.
No. That.
He's the one behind it.
Oh.
Maybe this one. This one is going for it. There he goes. He's got it, baby.
Wow. We continued heading south, and we decided to stop in Richards State Park. No fee for daily use, which is nice. So we went for a walk there, got to see some seals. There are seals rocks and rock crab, as far as I understand, and black swallowtail caterpillars. Snacking by the ocean. What do we have?
Peanut butter and jelly. Of course.
American classical. I don't know if it's seen on the camera, but that's some. Gosh, what are they? Sea lions.
Sea lion.
When recording, I forgot. This, how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like, I'm probably blind, but Keith keeps on finding these blackberries everywhere. That's the middle of June. Some of them really ripe. Just a bit more of California architecture. Here we're driving through Fort Bragg, where we stocked up on some groceries for dinner. And this is Westport, a little town by the first beach where we stopped on that day, by the Westport beach. Interestingly, you can see immediately the moment when we enter the area of Richardson Grove State Park, you see lots of big trees while prior to that we were driving through areas with smaller trees. All right, another meal now. Tough camping conditions with running water and shower. Well, you chose the campground, not me. What do we have?
Burritos.
Burritos. Yep. I also brought sour cream from our home for me. Yeah, kids doesn't like sour cream. How is it? Okay. Okay, I'll try it now. On the next day, we finally went to the Redwood National Park and state parks. Based on our previous experience with national parks, we thought that there might be something about reservations, and we checked the day before. There appeared to be two places to reserve: Tall Tree Trailhead and Gold Bluff Beach Day Use Area. And this is us on Tall Trees Trailhead because we were lucky and there was one spot left on the very next day. As for the Gold Beach Bluff, there was nothing to reserve for the following several months. I think for the whole summer through August. Yes, so the next day we arrived to the Tall Tree Trailhead. Quite impressive there, especially with the ferns. Just the size of the ferns is crazy. As for the tree sizes, I'd say that we've seen similar sizes in Richardson Grove State Park, and you probably can find the same trees in other state parks around as well. This is the Tall Tree Road that takes you to the trailhead after you go through the locked entrance, and still it's better than that windy road that we took to get to the coast. So walking through Tall Tree Trail.
Looking for squeals.
Squirrels, yes, squirrels. Squirrels. I know how to pronounce it properly. I still like squirrel. Big trees, quite hard to remove. We had to cut it in small pieces. Even though it's small pieces, like hard to carry, right?
Yeah, that's why they're in small pieces.
Would make a nice tabletop,
roll
no?
it away.
Uh,
The ones that make a nice tabletops, like this kind here, at the very bottom. Because then it's like really broad. It has all those knots and stuff in it.
yeah. But then, like, how heavy the base has to be. Oh gosh, almost got stuck. Okay, made it through that.
There's a pretty big redwood, huh, baby?
Yeah. We're at the bottom of the Tall Tree Trail. We didn't go on the loop, just hanging out before getting back uphill. Snacking.
Oh, here, just put it in your mouth.
Well, what do you have?
Salmon berry.
Okay, well, you were just telling me.
Huh?
Is it supposed to be like tart?
Yeah, they're kind of unique flavors.
I think that one is ripe.
And then you'll produce some that'll be.
Do you want to divide it?
No.
Yeah, like this one. This one's sweet. The other one was tart.
Mm.
How tall they grow?
Oh, look at it going.
Wow. Well, you have to use like a ladder to harvest them. Hmm? Well, this is the type that's gonna be red, right? Like kind of pink.
No, the same plant will produce red berries, orange berries, or yellow berries.
So how do you know that they're ripe?
If when they fall off.
Oh, so you can't like really like pick them up and.
No, like see here, like there's this one. Here. And then when you feel it, it's kind of
So
it's not right.
So see, it's
like a
kind of like like honeyberries setup.
Yeah.
You know how you always say like, well, I don't know that they arrive, but then you just pull at them.
So some of them, I was just looking to see because in Alaska they'll be like this big around, just humongous.
Wow.
Maybe we'll find more. So these are all these are all salmon.
Like, are all of this ripe?
Yeah.
So what
Like
did you
this
say
one's
again?
really ripe.
Again, there's like a almost black, right? Yellow,
orange, and red.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you gonna have?
Well, I didn't try. Do they taste the same?
Yeah, they all taste the same. And the same bush will produce the different colors.
Okay.
They just don't change color when they ripen. Come on, baby, let's stop messing around.
Here are some ferns to compare to the height of the person, and I'm 5 feet 6 inches. When we also went to Trillium Falls Trail, we walked a little bit there till we got to this waterfall. Well, Keith says that it's gourmet, so I think we need to give it some attention. What do you got here?
Yeah.
How did you make it?
It's 1-pan fried rice. Not fried.
Rice? Where's rice? Fried noodles. And what's for protein?
Pork.
Pork? How did you make pork?
I have a can.
Okay. Well, still gourmet, right? And we are on a Redwood County Park beach, something like that.
Yeah.
By Redwood State and National Park.
And no sand in our food.
Yeah, the sand is right there.
You gotta be careful.
We have access to the beach there. Here's a sandy beach that was behind that grassy area where we were having dinner.
Think Kilo's gonna be scared?
What are you gonna do with her? She wants you to hold her. I think she's trying to jump on you. Save me, Dad is trying to drown me. Hi, cute.
Oh gosh. Those waves are scary, kid. On
day 9, it was time to leave Richardson Grove State Park campground and head to Oregon, where we booked one more night in Cape Blanca campground, where we've been before. Driving through Crescent City, California.
Not the most picturesque part of it, because the beach and everything. She likes to shopping, I guess.
So just to show, this is how we normally travel with Kilo. Like, she has to sit on me and on my arm like this. When I try to move her to the middle, she ends up still sitting on me. Kilo, come on, sit there.
Show everybody.
Are you gonna stay there, Kilo? Can you stay there? And she starts moving towards me. And
And
here
this
we
is
go.
the conflict that I endure.
Well, with the exception of the times when you allow me to drive.
Yeah.
And then you complain about her sitting on you. Kila. Yeah, she can't just sit on me. She has to be like partially on the central panel. It's very north of California, and just look at this raspberry patches. Too bad it's June. When we were in Oregon in August, we got to collect quite a lot of blackberry. So yeah, a bit early. We're at Klamath overview. This is also a part of Redwood National Park. I didn't mention earlier, but interestingly, with Redwood National Park, it doesn't have normal entrances where you have to get in with a interagency pass or like pay for a daily 1 day use or week use. You just kind of drive through it freely. As we were driving through Oregon, we briefly stopped at Mayor's Creek Beach, and maybe it was pretty, but looking at my face here, it seemed that I wasn't happy because it was so windy and cold that I just wanted to get to the car. Got a little visitor here. What blue jay? I wonder if it'll get closer. I don't have my phone close. Okay, it's last dinner camping. And Keith made
Japanese curry with cod.
and vegetables. Like he said, trying to make every dish dirty. Okay, bon appetit. That good? Okay, I took a picture here with the sunset 2022, August 16th. Well, a little bit later this day, so.
Earlier.
No, I mean later in the day, so I can't really take that nice picture again.
Look at the deer.
Where? Oh. Oh.
Kila, stay here.
I don't know if I can catch it. Akila's covering it.
Kilo, come here.
A deer right there. Since we couldn't see the sunset from the campground, we went towards the lighthouse, which is really close there as well. Can see it right there. Lighthouse. Here, the Cape Blanca. It's very windy here. Came towards sunset. The road is closed here, so can't really drive close to this lighthouse. And that's not a bad picture. I took it from a different spot in the campground. And here we were just sitting in the car, looking at the sun as it was sunsetting. And Kila was just relaxing on my knees. She was really tired of all the days of camping. Little ghost tired. And then it got kind of funny here because then Keith said like, oh, you can get and see the sunset in the ocean. So I just needed to get through some bushes, and I couldn't see the path really clearly. So I was just wandering and wandering through bushes till the sun finally set. And then that's the picture that I was able to take afterwards. That was the campsite in on the last day of our camping trip. Here we go. This is in Cape Blanco. We have showers again, sinks, all that comfortable stuff. And there's a little trail there that goes to a nice picnic spot. And if you go further, you can get to the beach, but we did not this time. Yeah, we had a tent right here, but if you want, you can probably go and set it in the forest. I think last time when we camped here, we also had it in the forest, and it was dripping all the time. So maybe it's better closer to the parking spot. Since we had a 17-hour drive back home, we split it in 2 days, and on the first day we stopped in Umpqua Hot Springs. I'll talk a little bit about that in the next video. Okay, the last day. Yeah, we just stopped in Umpqua Hot Springs. It has more pools, but I just try not to get anybody else in here. Oops, some heat there. So yeah, it's you drive through Umpqua National Forest. Do I even pronounce it properly?
Yep. You take a left,
Yeah.
drive past the lake,
Yeah.
up the trails.
Well, there are other hikes here along that road or campgrounds, but we never. Well, we went on one of them to the waterfall, Wilson Waterfall, I believe. Not this time, but it was like 2022. Keith, what do you think about this hot spring?
It's crowded.
Crowded. Anything else?
And they change the water.
Oh yeah. How come?
Because it's kind of grayish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's natural. Well, would you prefer to have chlorine and
Maybe just some fresh water.
fresh water? I mean, it's fresh. It's not salty.
Yep.
What?
I know. Looks like we're back in Idaho.
And this is the end of our trip. Thank you for watching. It was fun remembering it while I was working on this video. Yeah, on the last day, day 11, we just drove and nothing interesting. And Kilo says hi. Thank you again.